Starting from the south spawn, a similar discussion to not going near the lake down here. Do not cut straight down into the city. Just don't do it. You may see scouts go down into these rocks here, and a similar thing happens on the north spawn. There are some rocks at the top of the north side of the lake right there that scouts will jump into. So you'll find scouts going down the middle road, and you'll find them posting up basically here and in this general area here. So what you want to do is you want to hug these rocks on the south side of the map, put your turret towards the enemy in case for some reason they see you or take a blind shot. You have your best armor profile, at least as far as you can do while moving sideways to them, and off you go. The other thing you're looking for is to watch your scouts. Same thing from the north. If they do move into this middle, or they do get over here and they like guys being foolish crossing, you're just inside draw distance, and you certainly can shoot onto the road. So the first shots I generally find, and I just keep trucking, are about right here, where I start to see guys that are sitting on the road right there, and I may get a shot. Now that little blue thing says there's a guy there, so I'm wondering, let's see if we can just kind of hit that dude. Who knows? Nope. Interesting there. See how it hit the rock wall? That means I missed him. If I ever shoot in here and I don't see an explosion, see in that bush? No, I'm not hitting him. If I don't see an explosion from it hitting the ground, it probably hit a tank, more than likely. All right, so you're going to want to come around here. Again, don't cut down to the city from there. You're fast enough. You're going to get in position, especially in a medium. You don't have to worry about trying to get into the city any faster than coming around this east side road. So the approach is going to be very similar to the north spawn. We're going to come up to this corner. Now, you really have choices here. If you've got a fairly well-armored tank and you're pretty fast, you can come up here into this area and post up on this corner and start looking for shots on guys like him right there. Problem with that is that tree that I talked about getting knocked down in that corner there, there's a decent amount of cover. They actually have an advantage on the north spawn in this area over you because you're right out in the open. You're like, herder, here I am. No bushes, no nothing to help you with, and they can see you pretty easily. But you also have a kind of a better corner to punish them if they try to cross across here. The other option is to go to the south here, and this side has some better options as far as pushing in than the other side does. One of the ones I actually quite like, this middle road's okay, but not amazing, and they can get hulled down there. Also, you won't see many targets because if they come up right there, they're getting shredded by the guys at the cap. But I kind of like this position down here quite a bit. It doesn't bother me at all. We'll come in here, we can go hold down, we can hide, and then we can move forward, get shots on anyone who might be there, as well as come forward a little bit and start working on guys like this dude right here. Right? And then we've got this cover to back into, and if they do come around the corner, I can shoot them. I can also punish guys who might want to come around the corner up here. So if they're pushing from the north, so I can shoot into that area as well. So we'll come over here, and one of the problems I think I'm finding here is I did not go through their little spot. Okay, actually it looks like it caught up. All right, so I'm going to move up here, but be careful with this move. Probably you need to go around behind, because if you do it this way, there's shots on you from there. There's shots on you from there. And oh, by the way back there, TDs sit there and love shooting down this road. All right, so all this open area in here is very dangerous. Stay low or go back around, or just make sure you're not lit. Oh, by the way, if you look at the spotting circles, a good scout in the middle will see you right here. All that area along there, they'll just see you driving right across here. So keep that in, take that into account. Take a look at the tanks that are left, where they are positioned, and if you're missing a scout and you think he's on the middle, be very careful. So we'll come up here. All right. Now we're going to use a dead tank on this one. We're going to use a dead tank to take on this guy. We're also going to kind of multitask with the guy on the left, and we're not going to let him even have a shot. So we're going to use this dead Hulk here, and then we're going to back up and see how his little pointer is actually hitting the dead tank. So you have to kind of pay attention to the size of our tank, the size of the Hulk. He's having a lot of trouble getting his gun line on us because we're using this dead tank. See how that works? And during that whole time, I minimized my exposure to this guy by just simply not even driving up into the dead tank. I used the dead tank with standoff. I blocked him with this building, and I blocked this guy's shots by using the dead tank. Now let's just cruise up here and get close to the dead tank, and we'll start taking this guy on with a similar thing. See that Look at him. He doesn't really have a shot on me right here. So we'll shoot. We'll back up. A little bit of rocking is good because sometimes a piece of your tank will stick out. This tumor on this tank, let's see if you can actually find the tumor if I do that. Is he going to get a shot on us? No, he can't quite get there. And I just used the dead tank. And that marker, that laser, really gives you a good idea of somebody trying to find a pixel on your tank to take a shot. And you're just using that cover. Of course, he's standing out in the open. He reloads pretty quickly. He ends up getting a shot on me. Okay, pushing into the north part of the town. A couple options. I would not drive straight across like this. I would probably come to the right a bit. Use these buildings here to block, especially if they are trying to lock down this corner, side scraping off of these buildings up here in front or hiding on the ones off to the right here. Very likely place, but I don't want to just come driving down this road and let all the guys who may be posted up side scraping along this area just shred me as I come in. So we're going to come take a look and try to find out where these guys are. All right, now it wants you to start pushing. Now we're starting to think about, do I push into the cap? The same argument from the other side. Is my cap in danger? Turn around and go back. All right, yeah, we won the flank. Great. They're pushing up. They're getting up to my cap. Let's just go back, clean up their aggressive guys. Then we'll worry about coming back and taking on the campers back here. However, if everything's copacetic and I'm pushing in, how do I do that? This is tricky because there are a lot of places for defenders to be along this road. Back here by the cap, over here on the middle with scouts and whatnot. There's just a lot of defensive position. You do have some buildings, so I would use those buildings as cover to kind of move forward. And then just take it carefully and kind of like, all right, where are these guys? Am I going to get any shots? And from here, this is where it gets real dicey because now you're breaking out in the open and you're swept by fire from all these guys. So it's going to have to be from cover to cover. Look at that. I just got spotted. So as you're making those kinds of moves, get into cover. Move towards something like this. Go to this building maybe down here, or one of these buildings. Potentially this building, although it's not quite as good. This rock is good as well. And then start working spots and trying to take these guys down. If you've got a bunch of shooters back here, you got a lot of good cover. And once you start to get them spotted, then everything is looking good. So we're actually going to come up here, and we're going to use this little V here to get some shots on this guy. Actually, he's around the corner there. And that's just using every bit of cover possible. Right, there's no reason for me to go, oh, okay, let's just drive out in the open and shoot him. I don't have to do that. I can actually just use the top of this building, and this applies to any map in any situation. Boom. Now, he did get a shot at me, but he certainly had not very many pixels to shoot at. Okay, he's doing a good job taking me out. There we go. All right, the approach from here, this is okay. I kind of like low. The same discussion on the other side, though. Down here, off to the left, over by the water, provided there's nobody on the middle, is a great place to do this from. So we got a tank destroyer up there. I bounced him. That thing reloads about as fast as I do. Time is running out. Alright, so we're almost down to no hit points. Probably not going to win this, because I think there's a... Yeah, there is an SPG and a heavy, so... Very likely to get killed. Alright, so this is the point I'm making here, is to stay low. I would not go where this marker is. I would have been leaning way hard to the left to come up in this low ground here. Still, it's a pretty good position. Also, you can, if you can get across the road up here and get a bit closer without being spotted, then it is actually very good to come across through these bushes, and there's buildings here to hide in and trees and all kinds of stuff. So there are some good firing positions up in there that they can't get to. You can side scrape off buildings. Right here, you're really exposed to two SPGs. So I really needed to kill him. So this is probably me dying in this particular event. Yep. All right. So I died. Awesome. Awesome. That's one of the things about this particular about this mode is sometimes you just get into like a situation you can't win. I mean, you get a couple unlucky shots, you try to side scrape, they're still hitting you. It's pretty funny. I've already completed it for the reward. I wish I could pause that as well and kind of show you the rest of that. But on that particular spot where you're coming up right here at this position, it is a good hold down position. This north suburb was what I was talking about, coming through the north suburb up here, potentially to get shots as well. All right, there you go. Maneuverable tank on Lakeville. The bots got me, man. The bots Boss got me a little too much talking and goofing around right there, but that's all right, because those are the things I think that you should learn, or some of the things I think you can learn from going through some of these scenarios on Lakeville. The general flow is pretty good, but there's just those little nuances that I'm throwing out there for you guys. So let me know what you think. I'm going to actually put this one together so there will be two in one instead of, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll separate them out, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I don't know. Let me know what you think. That's all I've got. We will see you.